So for most of you, you are living in the land of a sick identity. Not because you want to be sick, but because you adamantly do not want to be sick. Therefore, you're obsessed with your symptoms. You're obsessed with how long it's taking. You are obsessed with not feeling well, what you're going to miss, your future projecting. Oh no, my life is going to be terrible. I'm going to miss this. You're living in the past. Look at all the things I've missed. You are so consumed with not wanting this illness that it's all you can think about. So even though you don't want to have a sick identity, and even though you may be consciously trying to create a healed identity, when you're ruminating on symptoms and when you're ruminating on the losses from your past and the fear of more lost time in the future, you're actually stuck in a sick identity, whether you want to be or not. So when you're sick, we often close ourselves off to the world. We often do things, it's not purpose, it's not on purpose, this is all subconsciously, but we often don't work, we don't socialize. If you're really chronically ill, you have to stop working, you have to stop socializing, you have to stop doing certain things, maybe certain activities, certain things with your kids, maybe being intimate with your husband, dating, whatever it may be. For them. We yearn to be social. We yearn to, go start being intimate with people again and dating and having fun and going on trips and traveling and working and making money and following our passion or our dreams and taking risks and doing all kinds of things. These are the things that we yearn for in our future ideal, healed life. And we miss them, and we yearn for them, and we feel sad that we don't have them. But if you were magically healed, let me ask you and be honest. What are the things that you want to do that you would not do? That you actually don't want to do? Do you actually not want to be intimate with your husband? Do you actually not want to have close relationships or get dressed and go out with all these friends again or be social? Is there a part of you that doesn't want to invite people over or start family gatherings again? Because it's transpired. Maybe you're mad at these people. Maybe you have resentments in your heart and in your life, and inviting them would mean having to forgive them. Socializing would mean having to forgive people who abandon you or hurt you. Being intimate with your husband or starting a new relationship would mean having to let go of the old story of being hurt or, letting go of hurts and forgiving people, right? Working. Maybe that is something you actually don't want to do. Maybe you feel shame. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough anymore. Maybe you have a terrible self-esteem on, you've been sick so long, maybe you feel like you're not worth anything anymore, or you don't have the skills anymore. And maybe the thought of going to upgrade your skills or going back to school or even getting out there and the fear of rejection, being turned down for jobs, feeling less than, maybe you aren't on track with your career anymore and you have to start from the bottom. It's a terrible feeling. So maybe you would rather not try at all than have to face starting at the bottom or admitting that you aren't a success that you wanted to be. It's easier just to say, well, I can't do it because I'm sick, or my sickness ruined everything. Are you afraid to go for your dreams? Maybe at some point you wanted to do something with your life, inspirational, take chances, take risks. And now it's easier to say, I can't because I'm sick, rather than put yourself out there and take the risk of going through it, failing, trying things at a certain age, what other people are going to think. A lot of this is based on what other people are going to think. They already think I'm sick. They already think I'm a failure. If I fail at this too, I'll just feel even more shame, even more guilt. Maybe you're afraid to look people in the eye and say, this is me. This is who I am. You're afraid to fail. You're afraid to be looked at, to be judged, to forgive, to criticize, to take risks, to whatever it is that you wouldn't actually do if you were healed, because it means opening your heart up to people again. It's not just something that, fear stops you. Just the risk of opening your heart up to let people into your life again who might abandon you or have abandoned you, or the fear of that personal hurt. There's a whole bunch of things that you might be avoiding because you don't want to have to face. And being sick gives you these excuses, subconsciously, of course, that you don't even have to think about it or face it or even come to terms with the real reasons why, if somebody waved a magic wand in front of your face today, that you wouldn't just the next day stop thinking about your symptoms and go out into the world and get that dream job, accomplish your dreams, have that dream relationship, invite people over, have friends again, socialize again, do all these awesome things again, right? So whether you know it or not, a sick identity means you're holding on. It means you're holding on. You're holding your heart close because you're afraid of rejection again. You're afraid of abandonment. You're afraid of hurt. You're afraid of judgment. You're afraid to feel those raw feelings. You're afraid to expose yourself or your story or your past traumas and have them repeated, or even have them be seen or judged in any way. And I understand. It's scary. But if I waved that magic wand today in front of you and said, you are healed, you're healed now, you wouldn't wake up tomorrow and open a book on health and read it. You wouldn't turn on health podcasts. You wouldn't worry so much about every single food you put in your body. You wouldn't spend your time thinking about being healed. You wouldn't think about health so much anymore. You would take it for granted. You would think about your life. Instead, you would think about your relationships, your dreams, your aspirations, your goals. Right? You would think about everything besides health if you were actually healed. So if you were going to wake up tomorrow totally healed, you wouldn't think about symptoms, and you wouldn't think about healing symptoms anymore. You wouldn't think about anything besides your life, and you would live it to the fullest because there would be no reason not to. There would be no shame or guilt or fear or insecurities or any of it. You would live it. And that's the place that we need to get to when we're creating this new identity. We need to say, I'm healed. And because I'm healed, I'm willing to open my heart up. I'm willing to risk being hurt again. I'm willing to risk being seen, being judged, being criticized, being hurt again, being vulnerable, being open. It's not so much we're afraid to go get a job. We're afraid of what people will think, what people will say, the missing years on her resume, being judged, forgiving. We're afraid to show our story and our scars and our past and our traumas and where we've been, and we want to live in hiding because it's easier to hide than it is to expose your deepest, most intimate wounds or hurts. And it's certainly easier than opening up your heart, forgiving, trusting again, loving again, being willing to take the chance and the risk that, you get hurt again or abandoned again or brokenhearted. But this is what we need to do. This is what we ultimately need to do if we want to be healed. So it starts with a healed identity, and that is truly being honest with yourself about what you wouldn't do if you were magically healed, even though you say you want it, and then finding out exactly why. Why not? And what's underneath that why? And what's even deeper than that? And then go deeper than that, right? And go deeper than that, and keep going deeper until you hit that very core of what it means to you to open up your heart again, or to expose yourself in a way that makes you feel so vulnerable and unsafe and terrified that you can see plainly what is holding you back. And that's the part that you need to heal. That's the part that you need to look at. That's the part where you need to say, I want my new identity more. I want to be healed more than I want to hold on to this and protect it. I don't want to protect this anymore. I know it seems life and death to me. I know I don't think I can take it, to open myself up this way anymore. Once again, yet again. But I'm done. I'm done holding on to it. And I'm ready to just expose my heart, myself, my dreams, and go for it and be me. Just be yourself. To just expose your true identity, who you are, what you want is so freeing. And it's truly who you need to become that healed version of your dream and living your dream life and your new healed identity. You have to be willing to actually become that person. So I hope this video has been helpful. And if you want to work with me or get clarity on healing, I do consultations. You can always sign up for one of those. But I hope this video has been helpful. Really get serious about it. Take a good hard look at what is deep down, buried underneath it all, and what you're afraid to face and expose in order to become that healed version of yourself.